Liam, we're down here at Terry Spencer's gym where you've been your amateur career and your pro career all started from this place.
Yeah, everything was with Terry, yeah. All the amateur. Not all me, I had a couple of fights for another club, Kingsway, ABC and Widnes, and all my others with Terry.
Because I remember when I first caught up with you just before you made your debut, and you were an ex-rugby player, wasn't you? You played rugby to a level.
Yeah, so I didn't take boxing serious till I was 16, I'd say. Just done rugby all throughout my whole career, like, so got injured in rugby and then took boxing to play then.
And you're still a baby, you're still only 22. I think your record now 5-1.
Yeah.
5-1, and I remember we was just come down with Dan Kelly, who does our Twitter and Instagram for us, and we was at a show in Doncaster, and there was a guy, Seamus Devlin, and I think it was about his 48th fight, and we walked in and he was down on the floor. We thought, like, because he's never been stopped as a pro in I thought about 54 fights, and I remember thinking, I don't think he's ever been down before, and then I remembered you made your debut against him, and I think you dropped him in the 3rd round, didn't you?
Yeah, 3rd round or 4th, yeah.
Yeah, so
hard to hit though, Seamus.
He's a real asset to the boxing game, a real good tough journeyman that he's learning his job well and does his job well, because if you beat him, which you're expected to be, but you become a better fighter because he gives you a real fight, doesn't he?
Yeah. Makes you work, you've got to work for it with Seamus.
He's fit and he's strong.
Yeah, like I said, he's got better every single fight as well, so yeah.
Well, you consider you both made your debuts against one another. Yeah. You've had 6 fights, he's had 54. Yeah. A busy kid, isn't he?
I know, he's
17 months. Well, that's fairly busy for you. I mean, you know, near enough every show that you're on is an away show, and that must be hard for you to because it's about selling tickets, isn't it, mate?
Yeah. It becomes the whole thing, selling tickets. That's what you're thinking about more than the actual fight, to be honest. Well, yeah, that's why I'm keen to get on these shows that are in Liverpool, that are local. It's too hard to sell tickets when they're elsewhere. Like I've had a couple at Oldham.
Well, in fact, one of those at Oldham I filmed, which is where you suffered a loss to Robbie Chapman, a very good kid, one of those journeymen again that I think he started he only just started on his journey on the road, but prior to that he was a prospect. I think he won 7 of his first 8 fights. Yeah. So he's a real good test for anyone, but the good thing about that loss was I didn't recognise you in the ring. You've got great movement. You're a lovely boxer. You know you use your feet well. You've got a good power as well. But your movement is perhaps your biggest part of your game for me. Yeah. And it looked like your feet were in mud on that night, mate.
They were. Yeah. After the 2nd round, my legs were just gone. I just felt like I didn't feel like myself in there. But like I said, I've learned a big lesson off that. You know, especially with these on the day weigh-ins, I've learned not to cut any weight on the day anymore. So that's why if it is on the day, I'm doing it at light heavy.
But you are hopefully maybe towards the end of this year or certainly early in 2024, when you challenge for titles, you want to be at super middleweight.
Yeah. Like I said, the Central titles. The day before weighing, I'll do that super middleweight limit. Yeah. But it's just not ideal to do it on the day. So I don't want to risk another loss because of that. Yeah.
But it didn't knock you, because 2 months later you got back in the ring with a kid who's making his debut, which is always scary because you don't know what you're getting, do you? Yeah. And as we found out, a really good kid. You're gonna have to pronounce his name.
Bahador Karami, that was his name.
Karami, yeah. Well, he had an absolute. I think he's got a. I think he's lost 2, 1-1, drawn 1 or something. His record. So he won straight after he fought you, after you beat him. But then I don't know if it was his last fight or not, but he had an absolute war with a very good kid from round our way called Leighton Collingwood.
Yeah.
And it was a fantastic fight. So I think you proved that that was just a little hiccup the fight before.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%. It's a four rounder. That was it. It was very high paced. He was very smart, and it was frustrating because, you know, I look it back and it's frustrating to watch because I know that's not me in there. But it's not affected me in a bad way at all. Like I said, if anything, I've learned from it. Like I said, I've shown the fight after that what I'm like when I am fueled.
Well, again, I think your second fight was on one of the VIP shows at where was it now? The beautiful sports hall place.
It was in Liverpool.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember what it's called now. We've had a few shows there, and you stopped a kid who had just watched on one of our shows a big light heavyweight come cruiserweight, Tim and Trella or something, and took him out in the first round. You told me you were a slow start and you take him out in the first round.
Yeah, like I said, I weren't well. I know when I had that fight, I was at the very end of an illness, but it was still on my chest, quite heavy. So
so you had to start.
I seen an opportunity and took it. Like I said, when I was warming up, I was feeling it in my chest straight away. But yeah.
Yeah, well listen, you're a kid that I tell everyone to watch out for, and I look forward to it, because hopefully at some point this year you might be fighting on one of our shows again, because you're a real asset, you're a joy to watch, a lovely boxer with a bit of power, which is, I think, what everyone wants, isn't it?
Yeah, no, yeah, they get it.
What are you hoping for then, if you can get out in March this year, then what, maybe another 4 fights this year?
Yeah, like I said, I think I said in the post-fight interview in the last one, I was hoping to get out in February, and I was, but my hands just took a little bit longer to heal than I thought with nerve damage. But it's not the end of the world. Back out in March.
That seems to be all cured though now, because you hit both hands, didn't you?
Hurt both hands, and then my right hand. It just weren't healing for ages, and then I was just focusing on my left hand, and then my right hand started to get a little bit better. Just taking it easy, letting it take time, because it's nerve damage, so you just got to give it time, really.
Well, you was banging the bag today, and it looked like there was no issues there.
Yeah, which is good, because I didn't think I'd see the day again where I could hit a bag hard with no wraps on, with just a glove. So it's believing that I'm ready to get back into sparring now as well. Yeah, I'm excited.
So are you excited for 2023 then?
Yeah, it's going to be a big year.
Yeah, big year. So hopefully, if by the end of the year something can come up, but if not, certainly 2024, I think your name could be on a few people's lips, mate.
Yeah, 100%.
Leon, I'll take care. Hopefully I'll catch up with you soon, maybe have a date and we can talk about it a bit more, but as far as we know, sometime in March, that's when you're out to, and hopefully in Liverpool.
Yeah, 100%, yeah, hopefully, yeah. So it's just easier with the ticket, so, yeah.
Alright, kiddo, you take care, mate.
Yes, Lee, thank you, mate.
Right.
Boxing, info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north. Click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.